What's going on, everyone? This is your man, Ray True Life, back with another amazing conversation. Welcome to the Herfador Lounge, where we smoke what we like, we sip what we enjoy. Most of all, we fellowship. My guest this evening does it all. He's a talk show host, he's a screenwriter, he's got his own streaming channel, and he's in the broadcast. See, he does it. He's changing the game. He got his own streaming channel. Who else got that? Kevin Hart.
A lot of people. Too
I
many.
don't know a lot of people. I know one, Kevin Hart. So we're gonna put you up there with him. How about that?
Wow. I'll take it.
That's all I know. So we're gonna put you up there with that. Look, please welcome and show some love to the founder of the Dynamite Network, Mr. Brian Reveals.
What's up, people? What's up, Ray?
Hey, what's going on? First of all, how long have you been smoking cigars? I gotta ask these questions.
Well, since 2006, my grandfather used to smoke cigars and pipes. So, when he passed in 2000, when he passed, I started to kind of pick up the habit a little bit after that. So, it's a good habit.
Yeah. You're not smoking today?
Right here.
Okay. You had to check. Wait a minute now.
I gotta watch my surroundings because the Karen may be jump out the woods, and I may have to.
Yeah. Right in the face.
My cigar.
give her a nice little mole right in the face.
Yeah, exactly.
So smoking cigars is the way that you stay connected with your grandfather.
Yeah, a little bit, and plus and plus, it is a personal thing. The effect that you get from it, the notes that you taste, it's a personal satisfaction as well. So I would say that, through that connection with my grandfather, it was an introduction to everything that I get from it as well. So I can't just discount me out of it because I got to get something out of it too if I'm going to pick it up.
Most definitely. So what type of cigars do you lean towards?
Mostly full body. Occasionally I will get something on a little bit of a milder side, but what I'm doing today is a Gran Reserva number 5 Gran Habano 2012. Okay. So this is a little light, but I'll save the big stuff for maybe New Year's Eve, who knows.
So let's talk about the Dynamite Network.
Yeah.
So what was the inspiration to create it?
Well, this was always a vision of mine. I just didn't know how it would come, how it would roll out. I knew when I would want to get started on it in my life, but the inspiration behind it was really about just creating a hub for an entertainment hub for independent artists. So artists that don't necessarily get their break with the Hulus, with the Netflix, and to stay true to that authenticity, because a lot of times you move into that corporate space, everything seems to be watered down so it can be palatable. But when artists or creators get to stay true to their talent, I think that's where they operate best. If you think about it, that's a lot of artists who break the scene. Everybody always says your first album was your best. Yeah. It's like that for a reason, because you may not necessarily have the corporate interests who understand art, who understand what it's like to create, who are using the right side of their brain, but they use the left side of their brain, which is that logical, practical side of it. So because I got both, in terms of utilizing it really well, one of the things that I know how to do is to stay connected to that. As everything that you mentioned, as a writer, as a talk show host, as a creative, as a director, as a producer, as of all of these pre-production and on-the-site production kinds of talent, and also understand how to take something and put it into a format where people who are looking for that kind of content can find it. So that is the inspiration behind it.
So where, before we get to some of the other questions, where can people find You looking around like you really looking for Karen?
Not, brother. I'm not really looking for her. Karen is always looking for me, but not for
Right,
that,
right.
reasons that people think. It's because Karen needs a man like me in her life, so I can
So
so I can elevate her.
right.
It's not to participate; it's to elevate her.
So where can people find the Dynamite Network?
That's a great question. So they can find it on, number one, please go to the website, thedynamitenetwork.com. It is also on Roku, right? If you, Roku is a connected TV or an over-the-top OTT device. So if you have the if you have the Roku app on your TV, one of the things that you could do is, go to all of your apps that are available, download that particular app, or Roku actually has a little device. I think it's about $20. You can get it from Walmart. It's a device that allows you to download all of the apps that are not available and inclusive with your television. And once you download the app, of course, it's a bunch of stuff on there, but predominantly that's where you will go and find the Dynamite Network. Now, that is the option now. Amazon Prime Video, once we start to scale out content through the fall winter season, it'll be available there. It's already there right now in Europe, but because my market predominantly, I'm pushing for that overseas international fan base or visibility. That's why Roku is available here in terms of the States, Europe, Latin America, and the States. But the Amazon Prime Video connectivity, that will be later in the fall. And eventually additional platforms as well, but that's where you can find it.
So what kind of content will you be rolling out on the Dynamite Network?
That's a great question also. So initially you're going to find content and categories very similar to like a Netflix. So it's going to be comedies, talk shows, music videos. You're also going to be able to, get access to reality TV, kid-friendly content, inclusivity content. There's a Black focus network as well, moving eventually into Bollywood. So it's coming. It's coming. And I will say that, just in terms of what to expect, I don't know if the categories will be essential. It's the quality of the content that's going to be big. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So where do you source your content from?
Well, actually, a lot of it is coming to me. So I don't necessarily have to kind of hunt and peck for a lot. But one of the things that I also did before I made it official is I put out a talent search. So there's a press release. Actually, if you Google the Dynamite Network and talent, you'll get access to the press release. So that's how I got a lot of feedback from that.
I saw that. Yeah. That's how I know your real name.
Okay. Somebody was doing some digging.
I did a little bit.
I'm not a hard person to find. I'm not a hard person to find.
Yeah. So let's talk about the name Dynamite Network. Where'd that come
from? Off the dome. I know when I mention it to some people, the first thing they think about is JJ from Good Times. It's not even spelled the same. For me, Dynamite, when I think about, the first thing that came to my mind was intergalactic travel, right? You have stars, you have basically stars. And so just kind of thinking about, the first thing I went through in my mind was, I want to name it after a constellation. But the more I thought about it, was like, nah, that's corny. So I had to kind of just pick from something, and then all of a sudden that came to my mind. So it really was that random.
Just randomly, it's catchy and it works. As long as it's catchy, as long as it works, it is what it is.
Yeah.
So now the Brian Reveal show. Let's talk about that. What exactly is the Brian Reveal show?
Well, it is, first of all, it's raw and it's entertaining. The Brian Reveal show actually started as a web series that was a sort of a play off of, my persona online.
Right.
And so a lot of what I do and what I talk about is subject matter specific. It'll be, things that are specific to hot topics or, whatever everybody's talking about on social media, in
Yeah.
the news. And a lot of it is based on what my take on it is. And I think that's why a lot of people started to listen a little bit more closely, and the following just kind of grew because everybody was
Hmm.
interested in my take on it. Because my take is not only no nonsense, but it's practical. I'm not a
Right.
person that's influenced by what people say because I have my own perspective.
Yeah.
So because it's kind of rooted in reality, it's rooted in just no nonsense, it's rooted in just my lens and how I see the world based on my experiences in places that I've been. That's how the concept came.
Right.
Everybody was but because of that reason, everybody was kind of pushing me. You should do a YouTube this. You should do a YouTube that. And I'm like, nope. I got a career.
Right.
I have a real job. So not even a job. I have a real career. And one of the things, yeah.
YouTubers are making millions.
Okay, well, good for them.
Yeah.
My
I
thing
wish
is
I
that
would have started
every
smashing fruit.
yeah, but YouTubers are making millions, but that's not the case for everybody.
Right.
Also,
Right.
I'm a person who looks at outcomes and trends. And so
Hmm.
when you look at who and what they look like, they don't look like me. They don't sound like
Right.
me, and their content is not very similar to mine.
Right.
It's
Right.
completely the opposite. And because I was a person that was very devoted to my career in terms of, my real focus at the time, it was
Right.
kind of one of these things where I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna kind of stay in my lane and do what I do. I'm okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
But everybody was kind of pushing me. Long story short, there were a couple of different instances where I had an opportunity to, film a pilot, do this show, that show, and the third, and then, that's why the Brian Reveal show became what it was.
Right.
And August the 28th is actually when I launched and dropped my first episode. So y'all look out for that.
Look out for it, and it'll
Yeah,
be on the Dynamite Network.
you're right.
Go to Roku, go to the website, download it, and subscribe and all that good stuff to the Dynamite Network. So,
Yeah.
what what was the process of creating a streaming network like?
What was the process? Very complicated. It's a lot of technical um, involvement.
Mm.
It's a lot of money. Um, you know, in some instances, depending on how much how um, you know tailored you want your platform to be, you could spend maybe close to $100,000.
Yeah.
So I would say that anybody who is ready to compete, there's a lot of competition out there, and I think that if a person is, I don't know, there's a space for everybody. So just be willing to compete. I don't know if it's about the process because each process is different. I
Right.
know my process required me to do a lot of homework. I
Mm.
did a lot of it alone. Um, it took me a lot of patience. It took me to build a lot of relationships. It took me 2 years to get to this process,
Wow.
just organically from start to finish. And is it still an ongoing thing? Absolutely, because nobody knows who the Dynamite Network is. Do I have a few subscribers right now? Luckily, yes. And I want to say those few subscribers basically came from organic, searches, just kind of looking for content and things like that. But
Hmm.
once we really start to market and really push through, after I launch mine, in terms of my show, then yeah,
Right.
we're about to we're about to really hit the ceiling on it. So yeah,
That's what's up, man. And I'm
yeah,
looking forward to it. I'm definitely looking forward. I downloaded it on my
okay.
TV, uh, on my Roku TV a while ago.
I appreciate
Soon
that,
as
brother.
soon as you launched it, I downloaded it.
Really?
I think. I think it's
Okay.
Yeah. Because remember we met. Who was it? Somebody
We
else's
went through
show.
that guy's thing.
Was it
We
Tone?
met through his live. I forget his name.
I
I
think it
forget
was
his name.
Tone. I think it was
Yeah.
Tone. Yeah. And as soon as soon as you launched it, I went on and downloaded it. Um, so aside from the Brian Reveal shows, the Brian Reveal show, what other uh, what other content is on there now?
Well, right now, indie movies.
Hmm.
Um, and granted, I'm not ready to really put a whole lot of content there now, even though there is content there now, which is basically a few episodes from my web series. There are a few um, indie movies. First of all,
Hmm.
they are subtitled because it is an international platform.
Hmm.
So if you go
Right,
there and you're like,
right.
why are these words at the bottom? For that reason, because I'm marketing it. I'm in 17 countries, by the way. So if you see that shit, that's because I'm marketing the shit in those countries.
That's so everybody can understand it. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. We in Latin America too. That's why you see Spanish, and I'm pushing really hard over there. But you know, that's so you basically have my show. You also have the independent indie movies right now.
Hmm.
Later this year, because even though the network is officially available, you can go download it or what have you. I'm rolling out content throughout the fall winter season. So you
Okay.
do not want to miss that, right? And I ask people to not only download the app, but the app is ad heavy. So if you want an ad every 2 or 3 minutes or, whatever the case is, you don't have to sit there and watch a whole bunch of ads. You can go to the website, thedynamitenetwork.com, and watch it all ad free. The other thing is that a lot of the content that's going to be on the web is not going to be on Roku. And I'm
Mm.
doing that for a reason, because a lot of people, the reason why they are not really subscribing to a lot of these apps over a particular period of time, because it's all the same BS.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
can you get something that's exclusive? And again, it's not the platform, it is the content.
Right. Right.
And being able to only go to one place to find this type of content. I will say that a lot of some of these shows, you can pretty much download any app. Everything that you're going to see on my app, you're not going to see everywhere else. That is for a
Exclusivity.
reason. That is for a reason. And the sister that I'm in conversations with right now, I can't give it away, but I gotta tell you, she
Some
is ready
fire
to
coming.
bring the heat. She ready to bring the heat. I was so excited yesterday. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. Because she is such a brilliant mind.
Hmm.
And creatively, I like to work with people who get that balance, that you have to bring something substantive to the table, but you
Right.
also have to be able to have fun. Because at the
Right.
end of the day,
Right.
that's what my core is. I love to have fun. I'm a
As
40
as
plus year old man, like I
as
get it,
told
but
by your
yeah.
Instagram page. As told by your Instagram page.
Really? Do I have an Instagram page? I didn't know I did.
Well,
Yeah,
I would
hey.
hope that you're the one running it, because
Well, I don't know. It could be somebody else running it, and it
it
could be
could
my
be.
twin. I don't know, but I think that
Okay,
a
okay,
lot of the stuff
okay.
that could be on my Instagram, don't pay any attention to it. I'm an entertainer. I'm an entertainer. What can I say?
So are you currently looking for new shows, new movies, new content?
Yes. As a matter of fact, a lot of those details and criteria are on the press release. I can share that with you and make Well, no, don't
Hmm.
post it.
Okay.
Um, just okay. So here's the thing, right? Because I do have a team. If you have talent, you have a following, you have a marketing strategy, because the network can only do so much. This is
Right.
this is a network based on growth. And if you don't have a growth plan, good luck with Netflix. See if they can help you. But my
Right.
thing is that because I'm in hustle mode, this is a relationship. This is not a job. So
Yeah.
my thing is that if you have a hustle mentality and a mode very similar to mine, you can reach out to media relations at thedynamitenetwork.com. And have a conversation with the team. Or you could, if you say that you saw me, I can have a conversation with you. But there are minimum criteria. You do have to have a significant following.
Hmm.
And I would say that's maybe 25 to 100,000 minimum.
Right.
You have to have visibility and metrics. Like your metrics have to be quantifiable. You have to be able to market and promote your content outside of social media, because a lot of that is not necessarily something that I think people understand, because everybody don't have you on Instagram or social media. There's a lot of people who are just well known in their community because they can get on stage, tell a couple of jokes and kill it, and they have 2,000 followers. So I think that, you know, as a cohesive sort of strategy, be prepared to talk about those things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna help you find some shows. We're gonna make some stars.
No, they make themselves stars. They already are. They already are stars. And is it really about being a star, or is it about scale?
Both, right? Because I mean, in order to scale, you got to have some sort of star factor, right?
Mm-hmm.
If not, then you could be doing all kinds of stuff and just sitting there doing it for the 6 people that care, you know.
Right.
But yeah, definitely, you know, you definitely got to be able to grow. You definitely got to be able to grow. You know, that's it's amazing stuff going on with the Dynamite Network.
Yeah.
So give me a 15-second commercial for the Dynamite Network.
15-second commercial. 15-second commercial is, if you are looking for content, if you're looking for entertainment, if you're looking to be informed, if you're looking for music videos, you like to dance, if you're looking for content for your children, if you're looking for independent content, regardless of whatever the dynamic or genre is, you found a home. TheDynamiteNetwork.com.
I like that. I'll put that in the front.
Absolutely.
And I'll put this on YouTube. So what obstacles did you face when you were trying to start this network?
Oh, wait. I think probably, and I'm going to say I think now because the network is still launching. First of all, this is a 3-year plan because of the, you know, right now I'm in 17 countries. By Q3 next year, my goal is to be in 100. What that looks like for me is really finding people who want to work.
Right.
You know, when I say work, I mean the talent, right? Everybody thinks it's easy. People think that they don't have to really do anything. Okay, well, you know, you guys are just going to pick me up and all of a sudden I'm going to be a billionaire. That's not how it happens. It's a very slow, organic process. And getting it, because you have to have content. I can't have everything about me. But that's probably the only thing that's difficult. It's because I'm building the name, I'm building the brand, and until people know who I am, I won't be able to get the, you know, the overbooked calendar as if I am a Netflix when I'm trying to not replace Netflix, but to sit alongside, because it is a contribution at the end of the day. I'm not trying to replace anybody, but everything else came fairly easy. Even me finding, because nobody sat me down and said, you have to do X, Y, and Z. Right. This was a very, very, very layered process.
So what was the best part? What was the best part of your journey?
The best part of my journey is making a decision to say, let's do it. That was the best and the easiest part, because, you know, this was something that was really maybe 8 years ahead of me when I turned 50. But I decided to, the universe decided to push it forward for me. And I was very resistant because, and this is something I left out of my story as I was shortening it and condensing it. But I was offered a 2-season deal with an existing streaming platform. And that came out of a result of shooting a pilot for BET. And because that kind of fell apart, I was like, you know, and it just kind of came apart. And I felt like everybody who was wanting to work with me was not prioritizing me. Right. Everybody was, because, you know, when you are the talent, everybody gets their cut. Managers, agents, lawyers, whatever. And you were left with the crumbs. You really are. And so, me knowing how that works and knowing that, okay, well, like, I get it. You're talented. I get it. People follow you. I get it. You're entertaining. But nah, I got this going on. I got, let's see. I have Kevin Hart going on. You know what I'm, not to say him, if he sees this, brother, we here. I'm just using your name for an example.
If he says something about this, we've made it. Say what you will.
No, it's a little bit more complicated than that. Listen, Kevin.
Come and find out who I am.
Kevin, I know that. Listen, Kevin, don't laugh, brother. It's a process. But that nigga gonna laugh anyway. But I think that, I think that, just the work was for me easy because this was something that was already in my vision.
Right.
This was in the vision for me. And the other thing that is very complicated is finding people who will support your dream like you support your dream.
Right.
That was probably the complicated thing,
Yeah. I talk about that a lot. Me and Chevalier, we talk about that a lot on the lounge. I spoke about it a few times on this show. It's extremely hard to find people who are going to support your dream the way you do.
Right.
Extremely hard. And most of the time, it's not the people that you expect it to be.
Absolutely.
I got this saying that everybody can't ride the bus. And this bus is going, whether you on it or not. You either on it or you're getting run over.
Absolutely.
So if you're not on the Dynamite network, speed bump.
Absolutely. Yeah, they can get off my bus and get back on the short bus. My bus.
Right, because something obviously wrong if you get off my bus.
Yeah, absolutely. Mine was just a pit stop. That's all it was. It was nothing major. Just a little pit stop.
Yeah. You get off my bus, you crazy because you don't see where this going.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah.
So where did the name Brian Reveals come from?
It's actually so the reveals part is not part of the name. It's more of an action. It's an action. It's a verb, like a verb in the true sense of the word. It's the subject and the verb.
Right.
So for me, it was about a buddy of mine that I was hanging out with at the time, and he was like, you know what, you really get down to the core of what people are interested in terms of conversations. So that's your name, Brian Reveals. And it was just like that. And I said, you know what? I said, that was kind of catchy, brother. I'm going to take that.
It seems like a lot of shit just be
out every time I get his
top of it. It just be, it's like a lot of shit just be there.
Yep. His name is Mario. So Mario, if you ever see this, brother, Mario Calhoun.
Shout out to Mario.
Yeah, shout out to Mario Calhoun from Shreveport, Louisiana. So he and by the way, there's no naming rights. It was a suggestion. So you don't own a goddamn thing, nigga.
He might try to come get a little money now.
Absolutely. Yes. That's how they get down. You know that.
I gave him the name. I need a little.
No, he suggested it. He suggested it. There was no contract. And this is proof, and there is already proof of that documented.
Right. So how long have you been in the entertainment industry?
Wow, man. I'm gonna say media for 2016, I believe. Because that's when I started to do these little videos and kind of went viral, and then officially, like in terms of having my own company, my own brand, for about 4 years now. Yeah, for about 4 years.
So before that, mostly writing?
Yeah, I've always been a writer. I was, a writer in school, certain projects like the school paper, you do like little stuff, you write poems, you write this, that, and the third. But I've been a screenwriter since 2019. No, I'm sorry, 2020.
Okay.
So I've only been a screenwriter now for a couple of years. My first project actually got picked up by a publishing company.
Oh, really?
I wrote the treatment, and I decided, since the network thing, I said, you know what? Let me do this on my own.
Why not? You
Exactly.
better.
Exactly. I'm like, so you get a 50-50 cut? Are you nuts? No way.
Oh, you like
Absolutely
it that much?
not.
I'm gonna put it on mine.
Exactly. This is beyond my shit.
Yeah. Why would I?
Right,
Why would I give you all this?
Exactly. But this particular situation, with the movie, with the production company, and having that be on sort of the streaming, because that's where I wanted it to go anyway.
Right.
We talked about Netflix, but I was like, nah, because if anybody knows anything about Netflix deals, it's almost like a 360 deal, meaning that your subject matter, unless you are like a Kevin Hart, it is unique to that particular network, and you really can't make anything else for a certain period of time. So some of it is very, very, yeah. Yeah, a lot of people don't necessarily understand the game. I educated myself first.
That's
Before I
something
did
that
anything.
needs definitely educate yourself on
Yeah.
anything, because I've I don't want to call nobody. I don't remember. I don't know his name. I don't, off the top of my head, I can't remember his name. But it's the guy who did the Popeyes chicken. He used to do food reviews in his car.
Oh,
Then he
yeah.
started doing
That
on
dude.
YouTube. Then he had a show on Netflix, and I haven't seen anything on YouTube. So I guess
Well,
that's what that is.
but see, the other thing is that there's a lot of people who are desperate just to be on television.
Hmm.
My thing is, like, I get the passion and wanting to be on TV and wanting to tell your story or whatever your thing is, but read. You can
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And at the
It's
end of
not
the day,
illegal anymore.
exactly. I was thinking about that last night. It's not illegal. People, that's that PTSD thing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
my thing
yeah.
is that, like, educate yourself. You can Google what is in a contract. What is it? Simple shit.
Google know everything.
Exactly. Because you got to rely on, because everybody says go talk to an attorney. Well, who are your attorney's clients? And what makes you think that they're going to give you $250,000 advice and you're only paying them $10,000?
Right.
So my thing is that, like, unless you know what to ask your attorney doesn't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
They're not mind readers, they're attorneys. And,
I don't know.
it literally is just as important of, oh, well, I didn't know I could ask for this. That's where a
Wow.
lot of people kind of get messed up. But I'm like, it's your project. You get
Yeah.
what you want. And if you don't
Yeah.
know what you want, then you should owe it
Find
to
out.
yourself to get a bigger slice of the pie until you find out what you can ask for. They can
Yeah.
either say yes or no,
Right.
you know?
And if they say no, you're in the exact same place where you were before.
There you go.
Just keep it pushing and keep learning. And the reading
Absolutely.
is definitely important.
Yeah.
So what sacrifices have you had to make in starting this streaming company?
Well, first of all, I haven't watched TV in months.
It's not a good thing. Ain't much on there. I can tell you that now.
I know. I
Ain't
know.
much on there.
Everybody's like, have you seen P Valley? I'm like, what's P Valley?
I know what it is. I've never watched it, but I know what it is.
Yeah. So, there's a lot of personal luxuries that you give up. There's a lot of sacrifices, having to, move into a cheaper place, having to not go buy a new car, having to, really start to pay people for some of the things that you can't do.
Yeah.
Some of the sacrifices is getting there and do it yourself. I had a young lady that I hired, and I asked her to do a 30-second commercial for me.
Mhm.
Oh, my mom died. Oh, I broke a nail. Oh, I made a mistake and cut my hair too short. It was every excuse you could think of. So She's still
Wow.
growing into, maturity at 28 years old. And if she sees this, baby, I'm sorry, but I got to tell her how it is. Young lady, I love you, but hard work is hard work. And I
Yeah.
really do think that sometimes we got to prioritize things. Now, there was a situation where, and not to make fun of her scenario, because I'm not. I think that one of the things that she did have was that was very unfortunate. I was extremely considerate of, very considerate. But after that is over with, I need you to be able to communicate with me. You know
Right.
what I mean? Even if the capacity that she was hired in was not necessarily, she's not board of directors, but I think that at the end of the day, there are certain things that cause for communication.
Right.
And, I appreciate her. I think that she has a capacity to be very, very talented, but professionalism is something that I think is not necessarily acknowledged in a way that it should be acknowledged.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, I'm
You
sorry.
got to
I didn't finish the
communicate.
story.
Oh,
But
okay.
some of the challenges, I think that in sacrifices, because she didn't do what I asked her to do, I had to go in and learn Adobe Premiere.
Mm.
The 30-second, it took me 3 hours, but I did it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I had to get things like that. You got to really get in. I had
Right.
never used Adobe Premiere before, but I paid for the shit for them. So
Right.
my thing is that, you
Somebody got to
have
use
all
it.
of, yeah, you better use it. But my thing is, like, because that's not an ask. I'm not asking your ass to use shit. My thing
Right.
is that, like, these are the tools that are effective for you to do your job. And if and since she was not able to do it, I had to get in there and figure this shit out and do it myself.
Right.
Google and YouTube your way through your processes to get what you need to get done. And so, you know, I would love to continue to work with people who don't necessarily have the professional consistency that I would personally like.
Hmm.
But speaking of challenges, one of the things that I'm learning to do is create processes where it may be a little unclear. And
Right.
so you don't really know until you know, because I've never really launched a network before. And
Right.
so until you get into it, you have to create a log so you won't make the same mistakes.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you definitely got to keep track of them so that you're not spinning your wheels and moving in circles. And I did this, so now I know how to do it, and I don't. So you don't keep running into the same wall. You got to be able to
Right.
navigate those things.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people run into the same walls over and over again, and then the world is against me. Oh, you just didn't do what you needed to do.
There you
Because
go.
if you look to the left, you see a gap in the wall. Go over there.
Yeah.
But you want to keep doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You can't do that at all.
The world is against itself.
Right.
So I think that's what you expect. But it's got to be
Exactly.
that process is really called cleansing. It's not against it. You're cleansing.
Yeah.
And you are cleansing to get rid of all of the things that don't serve you at that particular moment. That's why we have earthquakes.
Right.
That's why, what humans consider to be, disasters. Earthquakes and hurricanes and things like that.
Well, shit.
We
Sometimes
consider
humans
that
can be
shit, but it's
disasters.
a natural organic process.
Right. Sometimes
Yeah.
humans, like you say, you was right. Humans can be disastrous too. We tear shit up all the time.
Top of the list, brother.
We tear
I
shit
know
up
a
all the
few.
time.
I know a few. Quite a few. The last one was in the White House for 4 years.
Hey. So
Shit.
all kind of shit. Huh?
Oh man.
Oh man. That's so what are two of your most important principles?
Two of my most important principles. Number one, listen to yourself. Listen to yourself. If that was not the case, then you wouldn't have what's called an ego or a conscience.
Mm.
The next thing is to build the right people around you.
Yes.
Build the right people
Yes.
who can be critical of you in a way that is constructive and not in a way that is divisive or destructive.
Yes.
Those are the two most important things.
Yeah, most definitely. You know, like you said, listen to yourself because you'll you'll talk yourself into or out of something. You know, so you got to listen either way because if you're talking yourself out of it, you have to be able to realize that I'm talking myself out of something, so I need to stop doing this. And I need to go
Exactly.
ahead and do what I need to do. You know, if you're not listening to those voices, not the voices voice, but the actual, the ego and the conscience. If you're not
Yeah.
listening to those, then something ain't right. Something ain't right, and you're not going to be able to make it where you're trying to go. You know, you're not going to be able to make it where you're trying to go. Um, so what's next for the Dynamite Network?
Well, so the Dynamite Network right now was on a 3-year plan until I turned 45. And at that particular point, the goal is to take it IPO. What I would like is number one, continue, and I'll share with y'all what I'm doing. Number one, we successfully the app. Okay, so the app is available. The launch is a 3-year plan that will include rolling content out. Each what I like to call like dual season. There are no seasons on streaming, but for me there is. There's a fall,
Hmm.
winter, and there's a spring, summer. So each segment, what I'm going to do is continue to release content. That's number one. Grow my availability. So just kind of looking to grow throughout the world. Right now, of course, you can type it into, the internet and just get it everywhere. But just in
Right,
terms of having it in a very curated fashion, that is what my goal is. And to make it really to just focus on the content.
right,
Content is
right,
really key. Creativity is key. And that's what I want to be known for is just growing how people not just consume, but what people see as
what they're
as
consuming.
content.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
kind of raise the bar for creativity just a little
right,
bit. My contribution. I'm not moving into
right.
this with an arrogant space. So that's all it is.
Yeah, yeah.
Just content.
You gotta feed the people.
Yeah.
I saw something on I saw something that I couldn't believe was real. The real side chicks of something or other. I said,
That's
I
coming
said,
too. I'm not
it's
too good for that. I'm not
it's
too
being
good for
watched. It's being watched though.
Do you know how many different types of people watch content? I
True,
got something for the
true.
nerds, and I got something for the hood rats. It's
Well,
all on the table. I don't believe in leaving money on the table. I don't believe in pushing out certain audiences.
right,
You
right.
know, I think everybody who wants to be entertained should be entertained.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what entertainment is.
absolutely. And I know I'm gonna get a lot of, oh, you're a black owned so and so. Why do you have certain content like this? Because people say all the time, we're not a monolith, but you all of a sudden want people to behave that way for your satisfaction.
Right.
Isn't that a double entendre slash
Most definitely.
hypocrisy? It's
Most
hypocrisy.
definitely. Most definitely.
I don't fall into that trap.
And that as you
So I'm
should.
ready. I'm ready for it. But I'm
Bring it
telling you, you better
all
watch
the
my ass
content.
first because I got some heat for you. You better do your homework, nigga. I got some
Hey,
heat for you.
hey,
I'm telling you.
I'm excited about the Dynamite Network. I'm
Yeah.
definitely excited about the Dynamite Network. So one more time, let people know how one they can find it,
Yep.
and two, if they are a creator, how they can apply to
Right.
be on the Dynamite Network.
Okay. So first, I'm not sure if we're wrapping this up here, but again, how you can find where the Dynamite Network is. Number one, most simply, just go to thedynamitenetwork.com. Right. Type it in. Sign up for a subscription. You could also go to Roku and Amazon Prime Video, search for the dynamitenetwork.com. If you are looking if you're a creator, if you're a writer, if you're a producer, all of these different things, right? If you are a person who has a minimum of 25,000 followers, engaged followers, not bots,
Right.
up to about 100,000, we are looking at creators who have already established themselves. You're talented. You're heavy with the content, and you are offering something that is niche oriented, which means you ain't a copycat.
Right.
You can send your content, reach out to media relations at thedynamitenetwork.com. My team are going to take a look at it. My team and I are going to take a look at it, and we'll be in touch.
Yeah. Not wrapping up just yet. I just wanted to get you to say that again because we got to say it a few times to get it out there. Just have it continually going.
Oh
So
yeah.
people can know. So people can know.
Yep.
So if someone was thinking about starting up a streaming network, what advice would you give?
What advice would I give them? Do your homework. Do your research, and make sure you are willing to invest time and money. It ain't easy.
Most definitely. Most definitely. Most
Yep.
definitely. Time, money, do your research. I think we said earlier, read,
Read.
Google it,
Please
read.
read. And not just,
So
there's a disconnect between reading and being able to apply and understand what you read.
definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
You gotta be able, and if you don't understand it, Google the shit you don't understand.
Exactly. Google it. Google it.
Find out,
And like I said,
find out.
be prepared to spend a lot of money.
Right.
Because I think that, it's different from, having a YouTube channel or some of the other things. And number one, I'd say, make sure that you are looking at how you can grow your business. You know what I'm saying? What's his name? And I love my brother to death. Dame Dash. Dame
Yes.
Dash has a streaming network, Dame Dash Studios. Love him to death. But the guy I think he's reached a glass ceiling.
Hmm.
And I don't know I don't know what his strategy is, but I don't see it growing. I think that a lot of people, and here's the other thing, I think a lot of people think it's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, well, I have this, that, and the third. Like, you have
Yeah.
to have a strategy attached to what you want to do.
Right.
And nobody is going to help you with that. Nobody's going to help you with that. So I think that a person has to be clear about the vision, because that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Is it really a streaming network, or is it really about being able to have a voice?
Right. Right.
You know what I'm
I mean,
saying? And not necessarily for you, for everybody else that
right.
you're trying to really bring on,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. Having an identity,
Yeah,
of that streaming network, so people know
exactly.
what kind of content that they're going to be getting on this network.
Yeah.
So, was there ever a time that you said, you know what, I'm not doing this?
No, not at all. Not even close.
100%.
Nope.
Go for it.
No.
100. Go pedal to the metal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm an intuitive person. I saw this in my vision.
Right.
I don't have the privilege of saying no.
I like the
This
way you. I like the way you put that.
this is a conduit to manifest that. That's all the body is for me.
Right. 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 I'm
That's
gonna
it.
chop that and use that. Put that up as a nugget. I'm gonna put that up as a nugget.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Most definitely.
It's a meat sack. It's flesh. It's bones. It's all of that stuff. But it's only a conduit to
Right.
manifest that vision. That's all it is.
Most definitely.
That's
Most
all it
definitely.
is. I mean, I have a few dozen subscribers right now, and I haven't even heavily marketed that thing.
Yeah, I have.
This is just a
I've seen you
testament to it.
post it maybe once, a few times, not a lot,
A
a few
few.
times.
A few.
Yeah.
But that's not heavy. That's not a press release. That's not me going on a press tour. That's not
Right.
all of those stuff, all of those things that I actually have on the books to be able to do. And this is, you know, social media is a part of it, but I'm saying like some of the, you know, okay, I'll say this, do more of it. I haven't even
Right.
done like those things yet
Yeah.
because,
Yeah.
you know, we got to have something for people to watch. So
Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
Definitely got to have. You can't put everything out like those movies that give you all of the action in the trailer, and then you watch the movie and it's like, what's the point? Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
like I
gotta
say the
leave
best
something
part.
on
Yeah,
the
you do. Yeah,
app. so
yeah.
so why 25,000 subscribers? I mean, followers at the the minimum. I
Um,
think it's an important question. I think people need to understand this.
by 25,000, 25,000 for me is a barometer if I'm going to look on social media because and by the way, it's one of the criteria.
Hmm.
You do have to be talented,
Right.
right?
Well, yeah.
Because if a person is just if I if I can get what I'm getting on YouTube, why would somebody pay to watch you?
Exactly.
Why? And the
Exactly.
person who actually, and see, here's the thing. Let's use him as an example. Kevin Samuels, which is what everybody hates, especially sisters. They don't like him as a whole, as a collective.
They hate him.
Um, they, they're not going to sit there and watch this brother for 2 hours, but they will gravitate towards a soundbite. So I think
Yeah.
that people like him, I wouldn't even look for, and he got 1 million followers.
Mm.
No way, no way possible. He
Right.
would not. I mean, and the reason why I say that's a single caveat because people who are generally talented, people who are out there, people who are trying to make a name for themselves, you generally see content like that. I'm sorry, you generally see talent. For example, on Instagram, I only have what 3,600, but
Mm.
uh on 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 Facebook, I got like between like my personal page and my fan page, like over I think 30 over like 3,000. I'm sorry, 30,000
Right.
over
Wow.
30,000. So my
Wow.
thing is that I look at it collectively, but I do think that those are things that are indicators that I look at that my team looks
Yeah.
at. So and it's not just me. I'm the last decision maker, but my team are in place for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you got to have something people want to see.
Yeah.
For the most part. And
Yeah.
like I said, you got to be talented. It can't just be ass pictures or just can't be that. You got to be talented in order to get on the Dynamite Network.
Yeah.
So understand that.
Hmm.
Understand you got to have some talent. Um,
And the other thing is that a lot of people are like, okay, so why should I come to you and you are a new platform? Well, because I have more monetization models than everybody else. Netflix ain't gonna tell you that. So, this is a very small business for me. I don't need the money. I'm in this for the passion. I'm in this for the vision. I don't need to do this for money. And I'm not being arrogant when I say that. Because I have built a kind of life where, for me, it's about ingenuity.
right, right,
It's about ingenuity. What can I learn to sustain myself? So I don't need it for that. I
exactly.
don't.
It's about the passion. Once you when
Yeah,
you when you do something for passion, the money's secondary. The money will come, but it's for passion. It's for passion.
exactly.
And if if y'all trying to figure out why you should go to the Dynamite Network, just know you be on the ground floor of something that's growing exponentially. So
Absolutely. Yeah.
mm,
And I don't
think
have
about it
I
that
don't
way.
have all of my talent, like there's no like they have full creative license. Streaming is a different platform where you are um given a lot of creative license.
Hmm.
However, there's an unspoken rule in this industry that especially if they're ad heavy, like mine will be. You don't want to alienate your sponsors.
Right.
My sponsors have a and they already have the understanding that the content is multifaceted.
Hmm.
Whereas if you were to come here and I was like, oh my God, cancel them, I'm not going to do that to you, because that's what the network is really all about. It is
Right.
about pushing what people consider to be entertainment.
Right.
The goal is not to offend anybody, but sometimes through telling a story, someone may be offended or triggered by certain things, and that
Yeah.
we can't be responsible for that because this is TV.
And as I like to say, if you're offended, turn it off. That's
Yeah, turn it off.
that's simple. If you're
Turn it
offended,
off.
if you don't like what's being said, turn it off. That's it. You don't have to go and we need to cancel. Look, turn it off.
Yeah,
Now you're happy.
I'll give you
I'm
your money
happy.
back. 1 month. 1 month.
Just 1 month.
Shit. Just 1 month. That's all you got. You
Right?
ate the steak.
Exactly. As Judge
You ate
Judy
the steak.
says, you ate the steak.
There you go. You ate the steak, baby.
You ate the steak. Hell, if you took bites and ate half of it, too late.
You ate the steak.
Oh,
Yeah.
again, let them know where they can find the Dynamite Network.
All right. You can find the Dynamite Network. Just type in the dynamitenetwork.com, sign up for a subscription for ad-free content. But if you're just wanting to kind of see what the network is really all about, get access to, some content as well, you can download the Roku app, type in the dynamitenetwork.com to download the app. And you could also, in this fall, you could actually go and find the content on Amazon Prime Video.
This fall on Amazon Prime Video, the
Yeah.
dynamitenetwork.com. So again, what kind of content can they look forward to on the Dynamite Network?
All types of content. From comedies, reality TV, black-centered content, music videos, kid-friendly content, sports, every kind of genre you can think about. Even Bollywood. Bollywood is coming too. Everything.
And they make some
International
crazy
content. If you want to learn a new language, that Spanish shit gonna be on there too. Everything. Mandarin. Shit. I may even have some sign language on there for y'all lads. So you keep, hey,
Why not?
get ready.
Why not?
No, I say this in love. I certainly don't want to create this expectation that, just because I'm an entertainer, that I'm not sensitive to people who are interested. So please know that along with me being this talk show host and writer and all these great things, I am a satirist, which means that I find love in the oxymoron. Right? For me, it comes out as humor, but it's really about finding love. So anything that I can do to bring love or laughter, which my definition or equivalent is love, please know that I'll probably will be the biggest supporter anybody will ever even dream of. So shout out to everybody all over the world who's going to see this.
Most definitely shout out to everybody who's going to see this. It's all love. It's all love. Definitely all love. Brian, man, I really appreciate you accepting the invitation.
Of course.
I really appreciate that. This has been amazing. Everybody, please, you must follow Brian Reveals, at Brian Reveals. Also, go follow the Dynamite Network so you can see all of the stuff they're rolling out. Go to the dynamitenetwork.com and download the app, get you a subscription, all that good stuff. And you said it probably 3 times, but we're going to do it one more time. If they want to if they want to be a contributor to the content, how can they go about doing that?
Okay, so I said it a couple of times, but I'm going to give you all a simple way. We have an Instagram page. Go to the Instagram page and follow at the Dynamite Network and just inbox us, DM us. Let us know what you're looking for, and let us know how we can support you. Because if this is what I like to call a home in transition, meaning that if you don't have the necessary criteria right now, we can nurture you in such a way to prepare you to come home. So
Wow.
just DM us. Because
Okay.
we create this is a family. We are a family. And I think that, those are all things, because sometimes family can be dysfunctional like a motherfucker.
Oh.
But I
Oh
think
yeah.
that
Oh
absolutely
yeah.
very dysfunctional. But for me, the dysfunction, the other side of that is love. The other side of that is support. The other side of that is grace. The other side of that is mercy. The other side of that is all of the different dynamite dynamics that make us who we are. And
Right.
so, come check us out, baby. Just go to the Instagram page, at the Dynamite Network. We there. We waiting on you.
Most definitely. Check them
Yeah.
out. And if you are talented, if you are talented, then go ahead and holla at them. If
Yeah.
you are talented,
Yeah.
or if you
And
have an
please know,
idea, or if
there
you
was
have
a
an
young
idea.
that was a young brother that I met in a cigar shop, local, 27 years old. And I said, well, he actually overheard me kind of talk about my network to someone.
Hmm.
He was like, yo, he came to me. Yo, you got your whole dynamic going on, I was like, yeah, what's up? Talk to me. What you got going on? Oh, well, I'm an artist. First of all, he had no stage presence for an audience, for an artist. For me, that is a no. You got to
Wow.
go get your backbone, brother, and come back. Come back, because how can you sell yourself if I'm not even sold on you?
Exactly.
Who's gonna buy
Exactly.
your shit?
Exactly.
People are gonna come see you live, and then you really think they're gonna follow you?
All
You
you're
really
doing
think
is
that they're
standing
gonna subscribe
still.
and pay money to see you? That's not how it
Exactly.
works. You got to go develop yourself first. And so
Right.
I was like, let me see your content, bro. He pulls up his Instagram. He has 127 followers on his Instagram page. So I was like, okay, I got you. I said, you know what? I don't have anything for you right now, but I'm gonna follow you and I'm gonna watch you. I'm going to watch you, brother. And
That
I
means
want
it's
to see
time to
what you
grow.
do. I
Time
want
to
to see
grow.
how you take this, because you came to me, which
Right.
means that you at least have an interest. Or do you think that
Exactly.
this is not a job? This is a partnership. I cannot work with somebody who doesn't have it,
You got to put that work
because
in. You got to have that hustle.
you have to have it. Because my thing is, you're going to be looking at me. And then all of a
Yeah.
sudden, oh, well, I didn't get anything. He made me sign a bad deal. And that's how this shit go. That's why I like to be upfront,
Right.
straight, just raw. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't need you to miss anything. Because if you miss anything, then that means we miss something. It's a
Right.
marriage. Like I said, it's family. It's family.
Most definitely. It's a partnership. You got to be willing to put in the work
Yeah.
and learn and do what it's going to take to grow. Because I mean, look, if somebody if somebody says I'm going to follow you and I'm going to be watching you, that means if if you ain't been putting the pedal to the metal, it's time to step through the bottom of the car and go.
Yeah.
It's
And,
time. It's time to go.
and I'm not going to watch you every once in a while. I'm not that kind of a dude. Because I'm going to say branding, business acumen. And I get it. I'm not looking for somebody who's cookie cutter, because that's not what I do. And that's not what my network
Right.
is all about. But I
Right.
am looking for someone who understands business acumen. You got to be
Right.
able to get both. You got to understand the business acumen, and you have to be able to understand the creative pulse on what it is that you want to take your thing. Because again, you got to grow. You can't stay
Right.
here. You
Right.
can't.
Right. Right. If you stay you try to
Yeah.
stay at the same level, like you said, they're gonna say, "Oh well, he did, he did." No, you did it to yourself.
Yeah. No, you exactly.
You
Yep.
got to put that work in. You got to grow.
Yeah.
You definitely have to. Uh, Again, man, I really appreciate this. You, you have no idea how much I appreciate. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
really
for
do.
having me on, man. I appreciate the invite. You know, I realize that I have quite a bit to grow myself. I certainly don't take anything for granted. I'm a person, I have been homeless before. I know what it's like to build myself up from the ground zero. I know what it's like to be homeless and go to making what? This was in 2005. I know what it's like to be homeless and then 6 months later make $80,000 a year. I know what
Wow.
it's like to be fired from a job and then all of a sudden get the biggest contract of your life, and all of a sudden you've made a certain amount of money.
Right.
So I know what hard work is. I'm not one of these persons. Oh, you know, I'm too old for that. The other thing, yeah, like, come on, that's a kid's game. But
Right.
when I say that, I'm saying it whimsically because in order for me to get to where I need to be and where I can put that shit on autopilot, come in, sign a couple of checks here and there, and get out of there,
Yeah.
I'm all about the hustle.
Right.
I don't care
Right.
about if I don't go on vacation from now until we go IPO in 2025. We got to make sure that everybody eats right, but that this is going to be the most close to ideal, because I don't believe in perfection, close
Right.
to ideal rollout over the next 3 years as possible. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure it happens. And so far,
It's working.
hey,
And it's growing.
I'm not ready to say, you know, hey, I'm gonna knock on wood. I'm gonna knock on wood.
Hey,
But
man,
yeah,
it's growing. It's growing, and
yeah,
it's definitely going. It's definitely going. Most definitely.
yeah, yeah.
So
So
yeah, man. Yeah.
what's going on your way? What are you working on?
I got my rebrand of the signature cigar, and my next cigar is coming out probably the end of this month. I'm gonna try to do an event and do a launch for those. When I do that, probably in September, I'm gonna do that. Um,
Mm,
just trying to figure out how I can grow the Herfador and working on the lounge and all, and uh, that's what I'm focused on doing right now. You
okay.
know, uh, so hopefully, the Herfador can continue to grow. It seems to
It
be
will,
doing all
brother.
right. Seems to be doing all right. So,
Yeah, it will. Um, you know, the thing about me is that one of the things that I've interpreted is all you got just one of the things that I found to be very like, wow, all you got to do is stay consistent. That's it. So there is no hopefully. It
yeah,
will happen.
yeah.
It
I'm
will
doing my
happen.
best to stay consistent. I am doing my
Yeah.
best to stay consistent with it. So I'm trying not to be anxious.
No shit.
I try not
Good
to be
luck.
anxious. I said try.
Good luck on that shit.
I said try.
Yeah.
Because I haven't been successful in not being anxious yet. You know.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, I I get excited for every show. Every single show I'm excited for. You know, uh, whether I think it's a great show or just a good show, because I don't think
Hmm.
I've had any bad ones. But uh, I still get excited for each one of them. I'm excited when the numbers climb on YouTube. You know, I'm excited about that. I'm excited that you know my Instagram presence is growing. So I'm excited about all of the things, and it's going, it's working, it's
Yeah.
working. Organic growth. That's what I'm going for. Organic growth.
Absolutely.
I'm not
Yeah.
trying to go from where I am to 7 million followers tomorrow, because then I
Yeah.
won't know what to do.
Yeah.
you
You
know,
know how long it took me to get because I think collectively I got about maybe 45,000
Mhm.
followers across all social media platforms. 6 years.
Wow.
Six. And that's because I had a few of mine to go viral. And when
Mm.
you do that, that shit really picks up. But actually I had about maybe 5 videos go viral earlier this year. And I
Wow.
think I've probably got about maybe 5,000 followers from that. And
Wow.
so, and collectively, I want to say I probably had about 14 million. And this is just on one of my profiles. This is my biggest one, which is Facebook. I had about 14 million hits
Wow.
on my page. And even that, it was a slow process to get to actual 5,000 out of 14 million.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something that I wouldn't necessarily, for when it comes to social media, like I don't put all of my eggs in one basket. One of the things that I've started doing since the pandemic is now I do live shows again. I think some of it was kind of like, little BS here and there, like doing amateur, because I've done a couple. They get you do the amateur comedy night.
Yeah.
Dallas had, or used to have, like Caroline's had one in New York, and then you would pop, this was way back in the day. And then like little open mic nights and shit like that. I would just kind of get up there and do my shit.
Right.
I did my first live show in May, 80% occupancy.
Wow.
So it was a really, really good show, and I didn't realize I had so many quote unquote, fans. I hate that word.
Right.
But I had a lot of supporters here locally.
Supporters. Yeah, supporters.
Yeah, I had a lot of supporters here locally, and I didn't really realize that. I didn't. There were people who told me they drove an hour to come see me.
Wow. That's something that me and Cigar Rockstar spoke about. People people are watching you and you don't know it, and you're inspiring people and you don't know it.
Yeah.
So once you get started doing something, you have to continue, because you don't know who you're inspiring or who's watching. So you got to keep going. And that's a testament to that right there. To have all of the supporters that you didn't even know that you had.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's a blessing.
Yeah, man. But it's a lot of hard work too. It's a lot of hard work.
Most
I just want to stay consistent and just listen to what got me here. Because you'll be surprised. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, I want you to do this," or "Can you talk about this?" Or there's a lot of people who try to put their own personal spin on it, but they've never been on one of my lives. They've never helped me write, produce, arrange, direct anything. But all of a sudden, they are director of programming of my content.
Yeah, they're experts on stuff. You have no idea. This is mine. This is mine. Start yours if you know so well. You do it.
There you go.
You do it. If you know so well, you do it. I'm gonna do what I want to do what I do best, which is be
exactly.
Me.
I get a lot of that, and I understand. Some of it is concern, because I think some people think that I go too far. But my thing is, that's why people watch.
Right.
That's why people watch.
Most definitely.
I got my lane.
People want that.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are gonna watch. People are gonna gravitate to what they want. Right.
Tabitha Brown got plenty of room over there.
Yeah.
TD Jakes got plenty of room.
Most
Creflo Dollar got plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
Plenty of room.
No matter what you say.
Exactly.
He don't need a plane. It's people who think he do. So
exactly.
Just stay in your lane, and it'll work for you. It'll work. Yeah. Eventually. If you stay true to it and you're unapologetically yourself, and put in the work, it'll work for you. You got to put the work in, though, like you said so many times. You got to put the work in. You got to be willing to do the work.
Exactly. You have to.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Woo.
Okay.
Some great stuff, man.
Yeah, man. Well, listen, it's about to, the sun is actually starting to go down over here, so I think
you took the shades off.
Oh yeah, like it's almost nighttime now. You know what I'm saying? It's still a little daylight out, but have to let y'all know I'm not sitting over here like
Oh, Hollywood.
Oh, Hollywood.
I'm Hollywood with the shades at nighttime.
I'm an everyday guy, for real. I really am. I don't give a fuck what I got on my plate. I'm still a relatable person. You know what I mean? I'm still a relatable person. And I don't want to talk as if I'm just have made it yet. I think that's just how I grew up. I grew up around a bunch of street niggas.
Yeah. But once you feel like you've made it, then you stop working. You know,
Yeah,
and you got to
exactly.
stay hungry. You got to stay hungry. If
Yeah,
you're not hungry no more, you're gonna stop eating, and then what?
exactly.
Then you're
Exactly.
just sitting there.
Yeah. And so, I just want to stay true to my core. What got me:
Most
hard
definitely.
work, dedication, trusting my instincts, shutting out all the noise,
Yes.
and just staying true to my vision.
Most
Yeah.
definitely. Most
Yeah.
definitely. So if you could say one thing to someone who's watching and they don't know what they want to do, or they think things might not be going the way that they need it to go, what would you say to them?
Other than don't give up, because that sounds very cliche, I would ask them, why do they think things aren't going their way? Is it because of an inconvenience? Is it because somebody else told you this is how it should go? Is it because you're arrogant and you don't trust your process because you expect it to be like what you want it to look like? I'm preaching to the choir. I'm really telling you what I think and what I've been
Right.
through. And if this is something that I've been through, it's not too dissimilar from somebody else's situation.
Yeah.
Um, and get out of your own way.
Yeah.
Focus
Yeah.
on the vision. And a lot of times, um, know how your mind works. And see, that's a process too. First, you have to understand how the mind works, so
Right.
you can understand how your mind works.
Right.
All of those things that are in place that will say, "Oh, this is not going my way," blah blah blah. Have you programmed your mind to interpret it that way?
Right. Hmm.
Right? So once you start to get that shit together, then those things won't be defeating towards you. Because a
Right.
lot of people listen to the negative talk and
Yeah.
believe it.
Whether it comes
I
from
did for
someone
many
else or
years.
themselves.
Huh?
I say whether it comes from someone else or themselves.
Exactly. I did for many years. And I'm really kind of still getting into the process of, well, I'm having to release and forgive all of the negative talk that I've done. Still.
Right. Right. Right.
So, a person has to be really clear about that, you know,
Yeah. Most
and
definitely.
develop a process, develop a
Yeah.
measurable process for that, and
And
check
then
it off,
trust that
write it down and
process.
check it off. Yeah.
And then trust that process once
Yeah.
it's developed.
Yep.
'Cause a lot of people don't trust the process.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't trust the process. A lot of people measure their success by other people's success. You
Exactly.
can't do that. You can't do that at all. You'll always feel like a failure if you do that, and that's not the truth.
That's not the truth.
My journey isn't your journey. Your journey isn't my journey. Their journey isn't their journey. You gotta walk your own journey.
Yeah.
You know, you can't measure yourself up with somebody else. You can't do that at all.
Yeah. The other thing that I would like to, because you said something, you said feel like a failure. That word itself has people have interpreted that as a negative interpretation and internalizing it negatively. What I would also encourage people to do is to find new language. Is it failure or is it a redirection?
Right, right,
Is it failure or is it a modification? Is it
right,
failure or is it a re-evaluation?
right,
Because the reaction that we have to these words in some cases will allow the snowball effect for the negative talk.
right, right,
These are all things that I've learned from me.
right. One thing that I say a lot
Right.
is it's not a every failure is a lesson, and you learn from it and
Yeah.
you adjust and you adapt and you keep going.
Hmm.
You know, like we said earlier, you run into a wall, look to the left or look up. You might be able to go over it, or you might be able to go around it. Hell, you might be able to go under it.
Exactly. Yeah.
But keep going.
Yeah.
You have to keep going.
You have to keep going. Because you know who's behind you? You know who's behind you, which is the reason why you got to keep going? A whole lot of people who are either willing to take your spot or run you over.
Yeah.
So you don't have a choice.
Your bus ain't the only bus on the road.
Right.
You get off your
Exactly.
own bus, you're gonna get run over by somebody else's.
Exactly.
And then you're
Yeah.
gonna be sitting here, man. I did that first. I should have been. Should have been. You stop.
Yeah.
That's your
Yeah.
own fault. It's your own fault.
It's your
But
fault.
yeah, it's definitely a bunch of people behind you waiting to take your place, waiting to do what you're doing. Maybe even not as good, but they keep going, and so they get it because you stop. You can't stop. Most definitely can't stop.
Yeah. Absolutely. So what else is next, Ray? What you got for me?
Shit. Tell them where to find you again.
You gonna type that shit and put it in the comments and pin that shit.
Shit.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
hey,
I feel like
I want people. I'm a guy. I want people to succeed. You know what I'm saying? This is all about Brian Reveals and the Dynamite Network, and I want you to succeed. I want everybody who's watching and who's gonna watch it to know where to find you, to be a part of it, and to support. Because when I put it on YouTube, I'm putting that shit in the description. So
absolutely. So I'm gonna make it easy for y'all because there's a bunch of different ways where you can come home. Go to my Instagram page or the network's page, and go to the Dynamite Network. Go to the Instagram page, and there is where you can get access to a lot of the promo stuff that we're doing. And actually, we're gonna kind of keep it only to Instagram. I don't even know all of this other stuff. No. I want to keep it to Instagram.
no
Because the
TikTok.
thing about it is, why do we need an Instagram when you can just come to us directly? That's
Right.
that's not my thing. You know what I'm saying? I think that if you're looking just obviously to come to the website directly, thedynamitenetwork.com. We're also available on Roku. Download the Roku app first if you don't have it. And after you download the Roku app, go to thedynamitenetwork.com, do a search, download the app. Also will be on Amazon Prime Direct Video, Amazon Prime Video this fall. Additionally, there's a difference between the Roku Amazon app. That's ad specific, right? If you don't mind ads, you can go there. But if you want ad-free content, but also have access to a lot of the content that's not going to be on Roku or Amazon, come to the website. That's where your true value is going to be. It's a small subscription, not much at all. It's only $5.99 a month.
Not much at all.
And absolutely, very, very minimum. I think some of y'all pay more. That's basically 2 drinks for the price of one.
Right.
And you listen. You can that'll last you a whole 30 days. Hey, that's actually not bad. And Keisha, thank you so much. She actually put it in the comments. So go to the Dynamite Network. She's pinned it there. Brilliant.
There we go.
Brilliant. I love smart people. I love smart people.
I was gonna make.
I can tell you, I can tell you, she's brilliant already.
Yeah, that's my wife.
Okay.
So I was just gonna make you keep saying it.
It makes sense.
They're not gonna see the comments on YouTube. So I just make you keep saying it.
Absolutely. But for the YouTubers, Ray's intelligent, brilliant wife actually put in the comments. It's Keisha. Keisha put it in the comments on Instagram, the Instagram's page, which is the Dynamite Network. So Instagram, you can do the same thing too. Don't hold out.
Right.
Don't hold out on us. We good.
Right.
We got a great. See, we family now. We family. We gotta keep it right.
Right. You got to do what's right. You got to do what's
Absolutely. You got to do what's right. Absolutely.
Man, again, I appreciate you. I really do.
Yeah.
I really appreciate you. This has been a great conversation, man. Brian Reveals, the Dynamite Network, at the Dynamite Network, at Brian Reveals, the dynamitenetwork.com. get into it and become a piece of it. Become a
Yes,
piece of it. How about that? How about
absolutely.
that? Don't
I
just
love that.
subscribe. Become a piece.
Become a
Become a
piece.
part.
Become
Right.
a piece. You are officially family. You
Right.
are officially
Once you get
family.
in there, you officially family.
Yeah,
So become part
we
of the
family.
family. Dysfunction and all, become a part of the family.
Hey, but it's dysfunction in the talent. You know what
Right,
I'm
right,
saying?
right.
We're gonna let the reality TV world handle that one. Exactly.
but
And you know
but
what? Now that you
that's
think
coming to
about
the
it,
Dynamite Network too.
absolutely. So the family represents everybody that we have in our families. We got comics, we got an artist, a music artist, we got, we got a black cousin, we got a Asian cousin, we got a Hispanic cousin, we got just it's a multifaceted world. We got a cousin that
Yeah,
plays sports. You know what I'm saying? It's a
definitely.
representation of what family looks like.
Right.
So good one, good catch. You caught it.
I caught it,
Yeah,
but you expounded and said it because that's great. That is
yeah.
great. So man, and then pulled them glasses off. So
Oh
uh,
yeah, it's almost the evening. It's a little bit of sun out here, but we're about to wrap it up in
yeah,
a second.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. My son gone over here in Houston, but that's all right.
yeah. Where are you at, Ray?
It's down
Are
in
you
Houston.
like Ohio?
In Houston,
Oh, Houston?
where you get
Oh, okay.
Ohio from?
I have no idea. I don't know. I just knew it was. I said maybe you should say something random. Just see if he's listening over there.
Definitely
But
random.
'cause Ohio. No, shout out to everybody from Ohio. Think I'm sure
Yeah, no
everybody's
shade
great
to
in Ohio.
Ohio. No shade to Ohio.
I love Ohio. I actually had a pit stop there on a connecting flight. So y'all had a really good airport, though. That shit is
from,
fucked up in Cincinnati,
from,
but hey.
but the airport?
Oh shit! I was running trying to catch my bags and shit. And, they said, "Sir, your flight is that way." I said, "Okay, where's the gate?" They said, "Oh, the gate's about 30 minutes that way." What? That's how crazy that airport is, man. But it's all love. Shout out to everybody from Cincinnati. Y'all need a new airport. I'm telling you.
That shit's
Shit.
crazy.
Hmm.
Oh man. Shit, and on that note, shout out to everybody from Cincinnati
From
and the
Cincinnati.
messed up ass airport.
Yeah. What is it? Is that
we
the Buckeye State? The
oh,
Buckeye? Or is
Ohio.
that
Yeah, yeah,
Ohio
yeah,
Buckeyes? Okay, I thought so.
yeah.
It
I
says a
had to
lot in the
think
name.
of Drake's song because I didn't know. Ohio State Buckeye. Yeah, yeah, that's Ohio.
Hell yeah, because they all look at you like this. Like you all nuts.
They all.
I'm
That's why
like,
they call them
you
the
okay?
Buckeyes because their
Oh, I'm
eyes all
fine.
buck because they. What you doing here?
Exactly. I'm just like, Joe, like I owed you
I'm
child
just trying to
support.
get
Like,
to my
calm down.
flight. I'm just trying to get to my flight. Why are you looking
Exactly.
at me like that?
I'm trying to make sure you go that way. You
If you don't
know?
want to go over this way, you go that way.
That's it. Oh man. But listen, brother, I gotta get going. I gotta get going.
All right, man.
All
Well,
right.
again, I appreciate you and everybody, as well as Brian reveals the Dynamite Network, dynamiteenetwork.com. Y'all have a great night. This has been the Herfador Lounge.